The Orphan and the Magical Tree. In a small African village surrounded by green hills and a flowing river, lived a young orphan named Amina. She was a brave and clever girl, even though life was hard after she lost her parents to a strange sickness. Her aunt took her in, but she was a strict woman with little patience for Amina. Every day, Amina had to wake up early to finish her chores before going to school. Amina's only comfort was the stories her mother used to tell her about a magical tree hidden deep in the forest. This tree, her mother said, could grant any wish to those with a pure heart. Most people thought it was just a legend, but Amina believed it might be true and could change her life for the better. One day, after a particularly tough day with her aunt, Amina decided to find the magical tree. She packed a small bag with some food and set off into the forest, following the tales her mother had told her. The villagers warned her about the dangers in the forest, but Amina was determined. As she walked deeper into the forest, it grew darker and colder. Strange sounds filled the air, but Amina kept going, her heart full of both fear and excitement. After hours of walking, she found a clearing lit by a strange, soft light. In the center of the clearing stood a huge tree with leaves that sparkled like emeralds and bark that glowed with a gentle, golden light. Amina approached the tree with awe. She whispered her wishes to its shimmering leaves, for her parents to come back, for her aunt to be kind, and for her village to be prosperous. As she spoke, a gentle breeze rustled the leaves, and a soft voice spoke to her. "Your heart is pure, Amina," the voice said. "But be careful, for wishes have consequences." Amina repeated her wishes, and the tree's glow grew brighter. Suddenly, she was enveloped in a blinding light and found herself back in her village. But everything was different. Her parents were alive, her aunt was loving, and the village was thriving. Amina felt joyful, but something seemed wrong. Weeks passed, and Amina began to notice strange things. Her parents seemed distant, their eyes lacked warmth. Her aunt's kindness felt fake, and the villagers acted strangely. Amina realized that the world around her was not real. Desperate for answers, Amina returned to the forest and pleaded with the magical tree. The tree's voice echoed through the clearing, revealing the truth. "Your wishes were granted, but the balance of the world has been disturbed. To restore harmony, you must make a great sacrifice." Amina's heart sank. She understood that her wishes had come at a cost, and she had to choose between her own happiness and the well-being of her village. With tears in her eyes, she made her decision. "I wish for things to go back to the way they were," she whispered. The tree's glow surrounded her again, and Amina found herself back in her village, just as it was before. Her parents were gone, her aunt was strict, and the village was struggling. But this time, Amina felt a sense of peace. She knew she had to accept reality and work for a better future without relying on magic. Amina didn't stop there. She told her story to the villagers, teaching them about resilience and the dangers of seeking easy solutions. The village united and slowly began to prosper through their hard work. Years went by, and Amina grew into a wise and respected woman. The magical tree remained a symbol of hope and caution, a reminder that true change comes from within. Even though her parents never came back, Amina kept their memory alive in her heart, knowing their love and lessons had shaped her into who she was. In the end, the orphan child had found more than a magical tree. She had discovered the strength within herself and her community, showing that even the most magical tales hold truths that can guide us through life's challenges. Years later, Amina's story was still told in the village. It became a lesson for children and adults alike about the power of hard work and the importance of facing reality. Amina herself continued to live a life full of purpose, helping others and guiding her village towards a better future. One day, a severe drought hit the village. Crops failed, and the river that once flowed so abundantly started to dry up. The villagers began to despair. Remembering the magical tree, some villagers wanted to seek it out to wish for rain, but Amina advised against it. "We must solve our problems through our own efforts," she said. "The tree can grant wishes, but it also demands a price. We cannot disturb the balance again." The villagers listened to her wisdom. Instead of relying on magic, they came together to dig a new well, plant drought-resistant crops, and find new ways to conserve water. Through their hard work and unity, they managed to survive the drought. The bonds within the community grew stronger, and they learned valuable lessons about resilience and cooperation. Amina's leadership during the drought earned her even more respect. She was not just seen as a wise woman, but also as a guardian of the village's values and traditions. Under her guidance, the village continued to thrive and adapt to new challenges. One evening, as Amina sat by the river, she saw a young girl approaching her. The girl had heard the stories about the magical tree and wanted to find it to wish for her own parents to return. Amina saw herself in the girl and gently shared her own experience. "The tree is real, and it can grant wishes," Amina said. "But it's important to understand that every wish has consequences. Sometimes, the best way to honor our loved ones is to live our lives fully and make the world a better place." The girl listened intently and decided to stay in the village, channeling her energy into helping others just as Amina had done. Amina felt proud, knowing that her story and lessons would continue to inspire future generations. As time passed, Amina grew older, but her spirit remained strong. She spent her days teaching the village children, sharing her wisdom, and working alongside her community. The village flourished, not through magic, but through the strength, unity, and determination of its people. Amina often visited the forest, not to seek the magical tree, but to find peace and reflect on her journey. She understood that true magic lay within the human heart, the courage to face adversity, the strength to support one another, and the wisdom to accept life's realities. In her final years, Amina was surrounded by the love and respect of her community. She had no regrets, knowing she had lived a life full of purpose and had made a lasting impact on her village. When she passed away, the villagers mourned her deeply but celebrated her life and the lessons she had taught them. The story of Amina and the magical tree became a cherished part of the village's heritage, a timeless tale of courage, sacrifice, and the enduring power of the human spirit. The tree itself remained in the forest, a silent witness to the trials and triumphs of those who sought its magic, but ultimately found strength within themselves. And so, the legend of the orphan and the magical tree lived on, a reminder to all who heard it that the greatest magic of all comes from within.